And I'll just begin with an acknowledgement for this gratitude practice day 4 that we're in. And if it's available, you're welcome to do that as well. That where I live, work, and play is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish people of the Kikite First Nations. And what I would like to offer for you is that on this day 4 of my 9-day gratitude practice experiment that I started on the 21st of September, which was World Gratitude Day, that today we're going to be focusing on gratitude and trust. And that's the T. I'm spelling out the word gratitude over the next 9 days with you. And so the flow of our time together today will be to do a breathing practice, briefly set an intention, and I am going to share a quote with you in order to help us explore this theme of gratitude and trust. And then speak a little for a few minutes on that. And then we're going to do a brief simple Qigong practice together, and I will invite you to do a couple of journaling prompts if that's available for you, and I'll offer those to you, and then finish with a brief meditation. We are going a little bit longer today, it'll be a total of 31 minutes and approximately. And then I will share with you where I'm feeling in terms of a check-in of day 4 of 9 days of this gratitude practice experiment for me. So thank you, everyone. Let me just start with a quote that showed up in my journal, on this page of the journal today when I was preparing for this, and I thought it was very apt. It's from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Some of my clients, some of my audience have heard me say that before, but I think it bears repeating. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. So I invite you to hold those words of however they're coming up for you, whatever's being evoked as we go into this practice today. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Newton. I'm an integrative career coach based out of Vancouver, Canada, and I've been helping clients in terms of being in touch with gratitude and other of their finding themselves and trusting in themselves in their own ways for over a decade now. And you're welcome to read more about me on my website in the notes. So let's start here with the breathing practice and take a pause just for a few moments. I'll invite you, you're welcome to have your eyes open or close. And if they're open, to gently lower them and putting aside any distractions. And just inviting you for this moment to bring gentle attention to your breath and use your breath awareness without trying to change it. And following your own rhythm of your breath, the in and the out breath, and noticing any thoughts, feelings, any emotions, maybe the busyness of the morning or the day, depending on where you are in the world and where you are now. And just using your breath to ground and calm you and bring you into this space. And whatever comes up is welcome here. You may wish to set any feelings that may be taking you out of the present moment, to invite them to step aside just for a little while. And when you're ready, I'll invite you to take 3 deeper breaths in your own way, breathing all the way into your belly, feeling the rise of your chest, and breathing in and out 3 times. And after completing that, very gently starting to softly open your eyes, move around if you have been sitting still, and come back to the room if your eyes are open just looking around the room to acquaint yourself. And if your eyes are closed, just seeing and being back here again. And now I'll just invite you for a moment to set an intention for yourself for this precious time that you're investing in yourself and that I'm guiding you through today. Whatever that intention may be, it may not even be related to gratitude and trust. Maybe it's just some time trusting that you need some time for yourself in this way. Whatever's brought you here today and what you would like that intention to be, where you'd like your attention to go. And if you've got something to write on and have that handy, you might want to write that intention down, whether it's paper and pen or digital. I'll just offer that to you. Coming back to the theme of trust and gratitude and trust. So after the last few days, we've been talking about cultivating gratitude in different ways. And yesterday I offered about how gratitude begets gratitude. So the more we're in what's called the attitude of gratitude, that can help us focus, and we were talking about intention earlier, just briefly, but just focusing on the good things that you can be grateful and thankful of in your life, and having that attitude of gratitude to help in terms of your bringing down your stress level. Because if you're focusing on negative and things are looking miserable, that's where your energy and your attention is going to go. Another way that I'll often say is you see what you want to see. So creating your own reality of what you're paying attention to. And if this is the first time that you're doing any of these gratitude practices with me, I'll just invite you to imagine what it would be to have trust in yourself, and also to have that gratitude towards yourself. And my sense of trusting in myself, and what I see again in my clients, is that when you have a sense of inner knowing and inner wisdom, and you can start to trust that, it is something that you have to evolve and cultivate as well. But in that trust, some pretty remarkable things can happen at times. And so you may find that you make mistakes and along the way, but that's all information. And perhaps they're not mistakes as much as data and information of just, okay, so how can I refine this process? How can I do differently next time? And taking that in as information. And then you'll find that some of the times when you're succeeding and you're trusting in yourself, that will become easier. And putting that with the idea of focusing and being grateful to help at all different levels is what I'm offering in terms of cultivating that attitude of gratitude and that trust in yourself, and being able to create all of those happy experiences, or the more positive experiences, not necessarily even happy, but more positive experiences for yourself, so you can be focusing on that. So what I would like to do now is to offer you, in terms of a brief Qigong movement. And the last 3 days we've been doing the pulling down the heavens. I've actually changed my camera today, if anyone has noticed, from the others, just so I can actually back up and do that with you briefly. So we're going to do 3 pulling down the heavens, and then we're going to do a Dantian exercise, and they're the energy centers. I'll explain in a moment briefly, but I'm going to do a head, heart, and gut in terms of bringing in trust and just offering that to you with the movement. So I'll show you the movements first of the pulling down the heavens, and then the head, heart, and gut, and then we'll move from there. So before I do the in terms of the talking about the pulling down the heavens, there's 3 energy centers in the body. The lower dantian, which is just around your belly button, And my thumbs are around my belly button and my palms are just on my abdomen. And then the middle one around your heart is the middle dantian. So the lower dantian or energy center is around just below your navel or your belly button, and then on your heart. And then the third one is in your head. So they're the three energy centers in Qigong. And so we'll start off with three pulling down the heavens. So just having you, oh, I'm a little bit too far here. So just I'm standing right now, but you could be sitting, whether it's in a chair, if you uncross your legs and have your feet flat on the floor. And my knees are soft and so slightly bent, and my feet are hips width apart. So I know you can't see my feet, but that's where they are. So bringing in the movement is bringing in the energy, and breathing in here, feeling that energy of Gaia, of Earth, and then bringing in the heavenly energy and the environmental energy, and imagine pouring that down in terms of gratitude. And you're going to start exhaling here and just feeling that gratitude wash down in front of you that you've gathered from the earth and the heavens and the environment. And now just bringing up your arms again on an in-breath here, and then turning your palms over and reaching up into all that energy that is all around us in the universe. And your arms are still in front, but you're imagining that gratitude energy floating down the back of your body, behind your neck, behind your spine, your buttocks, behind your legs, down to the backs of your calves, and then your heels into the ground. And if you smile when you do this, you'll give yourself an extra energy or chi boost. And then finally, breathing in again on the third, pulling down the heavens, gathering up all that beautiful, nourishing Gaia energy, and then turning and bringing in all of the energy around us, and imagining that gratitude pouring down through the crown of our head, through the tops of our head, and into our internal organs, the left and right hemispheres of our brain, and into our sinuses and the throat, heart and lungs, gallbladder and liver, and our stomach and spleen, intestines, reproduction organs, and down through our skeletal system, all of our circulatory system, all the cells in our body, all the way down to your legs and into the earth again. And just feeling that you've created this through your pulling down the heavens. And now I'm going to show you in terms of for this practice today, for the three dantians and bringing in trust, the invitation to bring in trust with gratitude. So I'll show it to you first, and then we'll do it together. And so the movement is very simple. It's just like gathering in all that you need in terms of to cultivate trust and gratitude for yourself. And so energetically visualizing that, whatever that is, and then just bringing it and touching it on your body here, and just feeling that for the moment, and then opening and releasing whatever it might be getting in the way of that, whatever that doesn't serve you. And then I'll just show you on the side here what I'm doing. So now I'll do my heart, and I'm actually making contact with my heart. You don't have to turn, I'm just showing you on the side. And you're just going to bring in and feel that sense of trust and gratitude in your heart, and then releasing anything that might be getting in the way of that and letting that go. And then the third one of just like bringing in and touching onto your upper dantian, which is also your third eye area, for those of you who know about that information. And then we're just going to have that, and then we're going to release that. So I'll just do that. We'll do that together. And so as you like very gently are bringing your hands in together, and then just like making contact with your lower dantian, or that third energy center. And as you're doing that, just imagining the quality of trust and gratitude that you're bringing into that information into your body, into your emotions, into your spirit, and then releasing whatever might be letting go of that. Opening the palms up and letting that go. And then now into your heart, where around your heart is in the second dantian, the middle dantian, and just feeling that gratitude and trust, that trust and gratitude you can cultivate for yourself, imagining that, and then releasing anything that'll be getting in the way of that and letting that go. And then finally, the upper dantian, just above on your forehead, the middle of your forehead there, and just bringing in trust and gratitude there to make contact, and then releasing that. Anything that doesn't serve you, that's going to obscure you for that, or be an obstacle and a challenge. And so as we finish the practice here, I'll just invite you to bring your palms to your chest and then acknowledge yourself, give gratitude to yourself for being here in terms of this practice. So I hope you enjoyed that Qigong, and now we're going to shift gears slightly to the prompts that I had mentioned to you. And so the prompts that I'm going to offer you, and I'll do them in my journal too, which is this lovely journal here. And so the first one that I'll offer you, if you want to write this down, and then we'll do a minute of this, is if I allow myself to be grateful then. If I allow myself to be grateful then. So whatever comes up for you, and just seeing what happens in the next minute in terms of what you create from that. And I'll do that with you. And just, even if you don't feel you know the answer, just write that down. So just noticing, are you having thoughts? Are you feeling blank? Have you got lots to write? Just whatever is available, thoughts, emotions, feelings, memories. We've just got a few more seconds here. And I don't know is a response too. Okay, so wherever you are, finishing that up, and you're welcome to come back to this on your own, or if you're watching the replay, you may have paused it. And so the second prompt here that I'm going to offer you is when I trust in myself then. So whatever comes after that, when I trust in myself then. We have about 10 seconds left in that minute. So I'll let you put that aside, and whatever has come up for you in terms of those prompts, just letting that be there and trusting that. And my hope is that will help you deepen your trust in yourself, ultimately your trust in others, and trust in life too, and just having gratitude and be able to create that for yourself. And so I'll finish this part of the practice here with a meditation holding that intention. And what I'm going to offer for you is to have yourself in whatever posture is comfortable for you, whether you're sitting or standing, or you may be sitting on the ground in a chair, in the car, wherever you are, that you can safely pay attention. If you are busy right now and listening, perhaps I would recommend that you don't do this meditation right now, but with the intention of just bringing some quiet time and making yourself comfortable. Your spine, you may be lying down, but if you're sitting or standing, that your spine is erect but relaxed at the same time. And just inviting you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or lower your gaze at least, removing any distractions from your visual area, and again starting to bring attention to your breath, breathing in at your own pace and out at your own pace, finding your rhythm in your breath. And now deepening that, when you're ready, to 3 deeper breaths. And on the in-breath, allowing that to have you breathe in and the out-breath to be twice as long as your in-breath. So inhale through your nose and exhaling through your nose or your mouth. And those 3 deeper breaths with the exhale longer than your inhale. And now just releasing any trying to move your breath, and just let you breathe your breath. You do it every day, and just let that go in the background now. And I'm going to have you imagine and visualize that you have all the trust that you need in yourself and what that could look like. And if it isn't something that you have access to, perhaps just holding the intention or the possibility of that. Just whatever comes up for you as you breathe this in, this idea of gratitude and trust in yourself. And if that's not quite available, even as a possibility, I'll invite you to take that into trust in someone else. Trusting that someone else is available for you, that you have gratitude for. Or maybe you see how someone else trusts in themselves and you can use that as a model, and how you might have gratitude towards that person. So I'm just going to take a pause here just for a moment and let you explore that. And if there's any particular emotions that are coming up, any memories or thoughts, just acknowledging them and inviting them, if they want to be part of this information for you, or perhaps you might ask them to step aside or put them on a shelf for now and come back to them. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to bring attention to your breath again and take 3 deeper breaths. The inhale, breathing in what you need for this experience, and the exhale just in your own time, just 3 times from the inhale and the exhale. And after you've completed those breaths, I'll gently ask you to open your eyes if they've been closed, or to lift your eyes and looking around the room, and just allowing yourself whatever is here, and starting to move and become aware of the room around you. You might want to just turn your head and move your arms, just wherever you are, to bring yourself back into the room. And just offering you gratitude in this last couple of minutes, and just honoring the time. And I know we started a couple of minutes late, but I'll just honor the time to finish at 51 minutes past with the practice. But my hope is that something here is allowing you to explore that theme of gratitude and trust in yourself, trust in others, and trust in the world around you, whatever that is for you. And I'll close the practice here for the official time of the gratitude practice of day 4 here, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And there are the replays available, as I mentioned, but I will also stay on and just let you know about a check-in and how I'm doing in this day 4 of my practice. And so I'll just invite you to put your hands over your heart and offer yourself gratitude, trusting that you came here for a reason, trusting that this is what you need to help you cultivate more of gratitude in your life, more of the inner trust, so you can trust others, so that there can be more gratitude and trust in your life. Thank you everyone for being here for this practice, and for trusting yourself and investing in yourself in this way too, and in me. So a quick little check-in of where I feel I am today in the gratitude practice experiment is it has felt like the original energy of the idea was really exciting, but it's interesting the execution in terms of the technology. Yesterday, I did actually realize afterwards I didn't have the lives set up, and so that was like, oh well, I just have to learn from that experience and make sure that the lives are set up in the back end of this technology. And then today with the cameras and the setup and the technology, but still using all that information to help me do better next time, and still trusting in myself that I'm doing this for a reason. And my hope is that some of these practices, as I said yesterday, that I have been doing for myself and help me through my day, may help you. So the adventure will continue. It was a bit more challenging this morning than it has been the other 3 mornings. I also had skipped ahead, and I realized when I started looking at my journal this morning and I was doing my own practice, I was already on day 5, and then I had to back up. So that was interesting noticing that. But so that's me for now, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we'll see how the next few days goes. Thank you again, everyone, for being here, and much appreciated for your support and help. Take good care. Bye-bye.